guys, it's Hailey, and today we are going to be filming a really fun video. It is going to be a teacher planner flip through for the entire school year. When I told you guys on Instagram that I was planning to film this video, I mentioned how I usually get rid of old pages like September, October, November because the planner starts to get really thick throughout the year. But when I went back, I actually realized I must have been in like survival mode this year because I didn't get rid of any of my planning pages. So I have them all from the very beginning of the year, well, October, when I started at my new school. If you don't already know, this year has been a little bit wild for me. I started in 5th grade at my previous school that I've been at since my first year of teaching. And then in October, I resigned. And I started in a new district, a new school, and a new grade level. So I am now a 3rd grade teacher. I started with my class October 17th. So I have the plans from the very first day, and we're gonna go through my planner. I have my vlog camera set up to show you guys like the flat lay view. So we will start with the basics. This is my happy planner. I got it from Michael's. My best friend and I went last summer to get it. We both got the same one because it's so cute. So these teacher happy planners are like a full paper size. And I love that because I like to make my own inserts. So I basically take out most of the inserts that come with the happy planners, which I'm basically buying a cover and these rings for like $30, but it's fine. So I go through and I take out basically all of the inserts because I make my own, and I have a happy planner hole punch, which is at school right now, and I hole punch my own insert so that it can fit perfectly in my planner. That is what I love about the happy planner, is just the fact that you can customize it. So I probably will never get like a typical planner again. My first year I had an Erin Condren planner and I barely ever used it because of the fact that I just couldn't customize it, obviously. Like, you can't put pages in and out, you can't hole punch like random papers that you have from PD or school meetings or data that you want to print. So I just love this setup. This is the cover. It's super cute. It does get dirty throughout the year. I feel like that always happens. Maybe that's just me. And then this is my first little cover page. So I made this with stickers last summer. In the summer I get real creative because I have a lot of time on my hands. Just says Miss Demel with a little smiley face. Then it goes right into October because I took out September because that was at my old school and I just wanted my planner to start fresh. So this was my monthly view. I have these monthly views and all my planner pages in my Teachers Pay Teachers store. So I will have that link down below if you're interested. I created these last summer, I wanna say, and I have them in my Teachers Pay Teachers store for $10, and it includes so many pages. You'll see most of them in my planner. Anyway, so October was pretty plain. I started the 17th. We had like a staff meeting on the 19th, and then like a few little things that I noted in my planner. All right, then we get to the weekly layouts. This was my first ever weekly layout with 3rd grade. It's so crazy. Like, I feel like it's been forever, but it also feels like it flew by. This was the layout I used and I have on my Teachers Pay Teachers. It does evolve over the school year, and now I'm kind of doing it a different way, which I don't have my more recent inserts on my Teachers Pay Teachers store. I'll try to get those up over the summer. But if you want this layout and also a few other options that look similar but are like horizontal and stuff, you can check out my TPT store because this is included. I split it up by subject, and I like when the days go down this way because the happy planner always goes that way, like horizontal, and I don't like that for some reason. This was the first week. Pretty simple. I had to jump right into curriculum because it was October, but we did spend the first day kind of getting to know each other as much as we could for that first day. And then I just tried to stick to routine right away. This was the 2nd week. Some of the stuff is blank. The first few weeks, or honestly probably like a month or two, I didn't even get to science and social studies because we had to focus on getting our routines down for math, and math took forever. So that like 40 minutes of time I'm supposed to set aside for science and social studies, I wasn't able to do my first few months, I think, with them because we were really struggling. It was really hard to get a hold of the behaviors this year, especially coming in 7 weeks into the school year. And then this was the next week. I don't really know what to say, but yeah, it's just how I planned in the beginning of the year. I just printed these and then wrote in pen. My new school has like different day schedules, so I would just write that at the top. And it's really nice because every day we get from 11 to 12, or it might change like the timing next year, but we get an hour for our lunch and prep. So we get a 20-minute lunch technically, and then a 40-minute prep, but it's together. So it's an hour every day, no matter what. And then on day 5 and 6, we have specials. So on day 5, we have one special from 12:25 to 1:05. And then on day 6, we have double specials. So from 1:10 to 2:35, which is like the end of the day, we have our prep. So I love it. We get an hour every day, and then we also get that extra time on days 5 and 6. So yeah, moving along because we got lots of weeks to go. The dividers I kept. These are what come with this planner from Happy Planner. I kept it, and then I just glued the first page of my monthly layout on this, and then I just printed the other half. So this was November, first full month together. So this was November. In the highlights section, I started keeping track of what unit and week we were on in Wonders, which is really helpful. And that's kind of why I created the highlights box, to put like where we're at in the ELA curriculum, the math curriculum, and just like any tests or anything like that. This was Thanksgiving break week, so not much going on here. And then this was like the last week of November already. So we started doing our math fact fluency like quizzes and practice throughout the week in November. And next year, I know as a whole grade level team, we want to start with multiplication facts right away. They started earlier than I did, obviously, because there was another teacher in my classroom before I got there, but I definitely do want to start right away as well. And then we're into December already. So this was the December monthly view. Lots of fun things going on, obviously. So that's just the end of November, beginning of December. Just moving along. I don't really know what to say. I don't know where we even started it, but we did start writing a personal narrative. Oh, right here. So yeah, in the beginning of December, we started writing our personal narratives. And that's like a whole process, but they did really well, and we do writing presentations, which is really fun. So we do I did 3 major writing projects this year. So it was personal narrative was our first one. We'll get to the biographies around March, and then we just finished our opinion essays this month in May. So, and obviously we do a lot of writing, but those were like the 3 main projects that we did. So now we're going into January already. So this is January. My new school does MAP testing. My old school did STAR testing, but it's just like the beginning, middle, and end of year benchmark testing. So that was the January spread. This is in the wrong spot. This is the end of December. I don't know why it's here, but it's here. So yeah, we had Polar Express Day, which was really fun. Back from winter break, I stepped it up because, as we know, after winter break is a great time to introduce new routines and reset those expectations. And since I started 7 weeks in with them, I really had to take advantage of that. So after we came back from winter break, I definitely stepped it up with the amount of work we were doing. I polished up our routine so that it really was even more routine and there wasn't any like wiggle room. So we started doing warm-ups for writing and math every day, reading center workbook and our math center workbook. We had a lot of stuff going on, but it was the perfect time and it worked really well. So we started Unit 4, Week 1 after break, and they started already thinking about their biographies. So we really started, we started the biographies in January, but I think we presented in like March. So that was definitely a process, but we'll see. More preparing for, that's because we spent a couple weeks just reading like short biographies and getting a feel for biographies first. This was kind of like middle of January. We were starting division, which is crazy because like, I don't know, I feel like illustrative math, that's the math curriculum we use, it's like a bit much. It just goes too quick. It doesn't flow really well. There's no spiral review aspect to it. So I'm glad that I do the daily warm-ups and morning work because yeah, it was just not enough for my kids. This was the end of January. We were doing weather in science, weather and climate, which was kind of fun. We did like a storm safety project. We were still doing division, and we started taking notes on the person that we wanted to write our biography on. And each week we were doing a different math fact. I don't know if I mentioned that, but this week we were on the 8 tables. But for next year, I'm gonna go in with a different strategy, so stay tuned for that. And then this was the end of January. So yeah, and we were just moving along with Wonders, which is the ELA curriculum. We were on Unit 4, Week 5. And then we're into February. This is February's monthly view, so as you can tell, February was definitely rough. And this just goes to show because it's blank. We were already writing our paragraphs for our biography. I make writing very structured because I know everyone writes at different paces and has different abilities with writing. So in order to keep everyone together, it's like, okay, this day we're doing this paragraph, this day we're doing this paragraph. And I know in 5th grade, I gave a week to work on one paragraph because everyone was so like at different levels. But it's been working in 3rd grade with this group at least to do like a paragraph a day, honestly, at most times. We started Unit 5 in Wonders. In this little section, I kind of continued highlights, even though it says to do, but I would like highlight what we're doing for spelling, math, for that week. So like the spelling words would all have a similar skill. I would just write that down. And then yeah, I was definitely getting more streamlined at this point with my plans. And you can just see because it's very like simple, which is my favorite, but it gets even more simplified. So let's move along. February 13th. And then the end of February. I feel like the months just fly by when you're flipping through planner pages. So we finished Unit 5. And we were ready to start Unit 6, and we wanted to finish the Wonders curriculum before MCAS, or that's how the district has us do it. So for March, we were like really gearing up for MCAS because ELA MCAS was in the first week of April. So we had our biography presentations in March. So that's the March monthly. And then we had our multiplication challenge celebration because the kids earned like a scoop of ice cream for each multiplication fact that they mastered over the months that we did it. And then everyone got to celebrate with ice cream on March 3rd. And then we really dived into the races strategy. So it's a writing strategy for constructed responses or open responses. We did a races response every single day, and I found these great resources on Teachers Pay Teachers that were super cheap, that were short passages to practice races, because obviously if we were reading like a regular length passage, like a real MCAS passage, and then doing the writing, it would be too much. But it was the perfect little paragraph. We got a question and we were able to practice writing open responses, and my kids got really, really good at it. And even in 5th grade, when I did it the past 2 years, my kids got pretty good at it, but I didn't have that resource from TPT, and I didn't teach it I feel like I didn't drill it as much as I did this year, and I feel like it really paid off. As you can see, we just kept doing more and more races practice for writing time. And then for math, we were just going along. We were doing fractions. For reading, we were continuing with Wonders. We're on Unit 6, Week 2 this week. And for social studies, we started watching Liberty's Kids, which they love. Towards the end of March, we started doing an MCAS online tutorial. And it's crazy to think because in 3rd grade, this is their first experience taking MCAS, like state standardized testing. So I had never experienced that before, but I do think I did a decent job of preparing them, and I got a lot of good feedback. I gave them like a little survey after the practice that we did because we really made it feel like it was the real thing. We were on Unit 6, Week 4, and we did the mock MCAS day on March 28th. So mock MCAS day was good practice for sure. And now we're on to April, which is crazy. I feel like once it's April, the rest of the year flies by. So we had ELA MCAS on April 4th and 5th. And then we had a week after that, and then it was April break. So it really flew by. We had MCAS, and then extra recess both days after MCAS. After MCAS, we started the one and only Ivan, which is so exciting. We actually just finished reading the one and only Ivan, and we're watching the movie on movie day, which is next Tuesday, which I can't believe it's already gonna be movie day next Tuesday. But yeah, so that was really fun. We also did a fun March Mathness challenge through ST Math, where I bracketed the kids, and whoever had the most puzzles that week moved on to the next bracket. So that was really fun. Then this was April 10th. We started doing debates because I wanted them to get thinking about opinion writing, because we started writing our own opinion essays. And we started reading the one and only Ivan. And then this is where my planning style switches up. So I started digitally planning, but like in order to print it. Like I wasn't gonna just use it online, like I'm always gonna use my paper planner. But I did it online and I printed it just because it was so streamlined at that point. Like every day we were reading page numbers in the one and only Ivan. Every day we were obviously doing a math lesson. Every day we were doing a similar thing in social studies, just moving along. So I just liked the way it looked all printed and just neat. And if I had to add some stuff, I could, but this is what it looked like. And I was like crossing it out, but then I stopped doing that eventually. So yeah, then this is the next week. It's just very streamlined at this point. Like I said, we were working on our opinion essay, and then we're in May already. So now this is the May monthly view. We had math MCAS the 9th and 10th. And that was pretty much the major event of May apparently. And then I was still doing this layout of like printing it. Yeah, we did a little booklet for Mother's Day. That was actually very recently because it's currently May 25th. So this is very recent now. We finished our opinion essay. We did math MCAS. We were still finishing the one on the Ivan. And then we also started our ABC countdown. So each day I also added what day it was. So like beach blanket bingo day, chalk day, dance party day, experiment day, flying day. And then we finished the one and only Ivan. It was 300 pages. I was just reading aloud to them and they were following along in their own class copy. One of my family members actually donated enough money for me to buy a copy for all 21 of my students, which was really nice. So they were able to follow along and it just made it a better experience, I feel like. We had to take map testing and then, yeah, okay. So now this week, this is the most recent week that we just completed. I switched it up again. So I opened up PowerPoint and I was like, I just want to switch it up. So I planned, and because it's the end of the year, like it's just easier at the end of the year. And there's a lot of stuff going on that I know of ahead of time and I can just type it all in. So I kind of made a little bit of a different outline. Still has writing, reading, math, and science/social studies in the same order because that's the order we do them in our day. But I kind of inserted like pictures, like how I did with the one and only Ivan. If we were working on a project, like right now we're working on a body biography project for the one and only Ivan characters, and we're gonna be working on that like every day. So I'll just like put that in every box. We're also working on a math project. It's build a zoo, which I thought went well with one and only Ivan as well. This is just my little bookmark where I like to keep my place. This is from Hobby Lobby, but it's Happy Planner brand. And then, same thing over here. So I just like the way it looks when it's all typed out. Obviously, like in the beginning of the year, this isn't exactly ideal because a lot of things will probably change around as you get to like know your schedule and your kids. But at this point in the year, I love just like having it typed and then print because it's just so satisfying. It's like so organized. And then I just finished off the rest of the school year because I know what I'm doing for the rest of the year. We only have, I want to say 3 weeks left now. This is next week, Memorial Day, so we have no school on Monday. So that's, hold on, that's 1, 2, 3. Oh my God. We only have 3 full weeks left. I feel like when we got back from April break, there was 8 weeks left. And so I feel like that number's just been in my brain. And I've been counting down, but I kind of been like losing track as well because it honestly has been flying by. And it's just been such like a positive experience at my new school. And even though I have extremely challenging behaviors, like my kids are more challenging, it's just a more positive environment. And this year has flown by, honestly. But we do have a field trip on our last full day. And then our last day is a half day on the 21st. So again, we're just continuing with our body biography project for the one and only Ivan, our Build a Zoo project. We're starting memory books during writing time. And on movie day, next Wednesday, I thought it was Tuesday, next Wednesday, we are gonna watch the movie and then we're gonna fill out like a compare contrast between the book and the movie, which will be fun. And then the next week after that, we have quite a few things going on. We have Step Up Day, which is gonna be really fun. This is where the incoming 3rd graders come to each 3rd grade classroom and the teachers plan something for them to do while our kids go to 4th grade because they're incoming 4th graders and they go around and see. So basically all the lower grades go up to the grade level they're gonna be in next year to get a little preview. They just do like 10-minute centers. So I'm planning on doing a fun little flip grid where my current 3rd graders right now are gonna, before Step Up Day, beforehand, we're going to film little flip grid clips about different things about 3rd grade, like that we do in our classroom. So like reading center workbooks, smart spots, morning work, morning meeting, like just filming like an informative little 1-minute clip for them to watch, and then I'll ask if they have any questions. So I think that'll be fun. It's only 10 minutes. And we also have field day coming up, which will be really fun. We have team games and tie-dye day coming up. And then the next week is the last full week. I can't believe, how is there only 3 weeks? This really came up very quickly. I mean, I'm not complaining because I'm so excited for summer, obviously. But yeah, and then this last full week, I have dedicated time to classroom cleanup jobs. My kids already know, I've been telling them for a while that at the end of the year, they help me clean up. And they do a really great job. At the end of the day, they clean up, they organize, and I know they'll do great helping me like clean up the classroom at the end of the year. And then we're gonna do like different activities. We have class awards that I plan on doing, and we have our field trip on June 16th. That is my last planner page because that's the last full week of school and we only have 1 day the week after and it's a half day. And I'm not really gonna like plan anything extensive. We'll probably do like some fun things or just hang out outside. I don't know, because it's our last day and it's a half day. At the end of my planner, I have some different tabs that I made, and I just used these Avery brand sticky tabs, which you can print on and then stick them onto, like, I printed on cardstock and then stuck them on. And I love this because, again, just the like customizable aspect. So I have a class info page, which I'm not gonna go through. It has like my class birthdays and some data that I printed that I wanted to have on hand. Then I have a notes section. These are Happy Planner insert note pages that I got separately. This is my grades tab where I keep track of their grades. I'll show you a blank page. So this is just a blank tracker. Again, these are purchased from the Happy Planner brand. They have all different kinds. Then the next tab is parent contact, and I just keep track of like when I call a parent, what we chat about, like any notes or anything, just like a communication log. And I have my tabs for each subject. So I put like the other tabs on the top and then I put my subject tabs on the side just for easy access. So reading, just have an outline that is on my TPT if you're interested, if you teach 3rd grade and you use Wonders in your classroom. This is just like a pacing guide slash like overview. When I was teaching 5th grade, I did a similar one for inter-reading for 5th grade. So you can also check that out. It's in my TPT store. This is the writing tab. I don't think I have nothing. And then math, nothing. I promise I do teach these subjects. Science, and social studies. I did actually print my district's pacing guide, and I'm not gonna show you just because it says it, but that's in this section. And I would have done a science one, but I guess I just didn't print it. Then the last section is standards. So these are just the Massachusetts third grade standards. And it's just nice to have. And then sometimes I'll go through and I'll highlight the ones that I think I did a really good job of hitting. I haven't updated in a while, so don't judge me. Obviously we do all the standards like almost every day, but like the larger standards, like writing a narrative, writing informative or explanatory text, like I will highlight that as we go through and do it, and like write opinion pieces. We did all of those major writings this year. So I'll highlight like the major things that I want to keep track of, but we get to them all, don't worry. And same for like science, social studies. There is just so much for science and social studies. It's crazy. Like it's impossible to get to all of that. Like literally impossible. And we only have one little chunk of time, and we go between a science unit and a social studies unit. Like we go back and forth. But anyway, so that is the end of my planner. If you have any questions, just let me know. That is my planner. That was the 2022 to 2023 school year at a glimpse. And I hope you enjoyed this flip through. I feel like this video is extremely long. We shall see. Let me know if you want to see more planning related videos or whatever videos you want to see, because I need some ideas and suggestions. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.